Here's the weird paradox of midlife. On the one hand, we technically give less fucks. We technically stand up for ourselves more. We're wiser. And then you catch yourself in the mirror and you're suddenly not fully steady anymore because you realize, okay, I'm changing. The only young is good programming for women runs so deep. This shit is so ingrained in us that it's still really, really hard to get rid of it. If you're over 40 and you're struggling with embracing your changing face, hair, and body, this video is for you. I want to talk about what's actually going on underneath all of this and what genuinely helped me feel free again. Hi, my name is Dr. Johanna Kennedy. I'm a mother of 3 girls. I'm a birth doula and hospice volunteer. Welcome to my channel, where we keep death close to live more fully. Today, I want to talk about something that's kind of everywhere in midlife. Body changes, hair, anti-aging, face creams, all of that. But what I actually care about is the bigger thing underneath, like what this does to our identity as women. We are told in a million little ways that only young is good. There is this not so subtle message that a good older woman is an older woman who looks like she's much younger. And if we allow ourselves to look our age, whatever that even means, then we lose in worth. That's the fear, right? And I'm not saying this is only society out there. The annoying part is that we can feel it in ourselves. And it's so absurd because at the same time, we actually do become wiser. We do become braver and we become more ourselves. And still, this stuff can hit. In my women's circle, we have a book club. And the book we are reading for the body and health season is The Shift by Sam Baker. I talked about it before and will continue talking about it as the topics she opens touch all of our lives. She puts it like that. Let me read it to you. No matter how evolved I tell myself I am, more than 30 years on, I still think I can stand to lose 7 pounds. But emotionally, I have moved on. When estrogen went and the pounds went on, it ultimately wasn't the weight I was most worried about. It was my identity. She interviews over 50 women, 45 and older. And the terrifying thing is that only one claims to really love her body. But one message that helps with loving yourself more that Sam Baker gets again and again is weights. If you want a body that is strong and fit and that you can live the rest of your life in, you need to start lifting weights. Because what you don't use, you lose. And when she finally tries it, when she finally does give it a shot, this is how she describes the experience. It was a revelation. Muscles began to form where previously there hadn't been any. The low-level backache I'd lived with for more than 20 years abated. My posture improved, and my lung capacity began to deepen. Slowly, my waist returned-ish. If anything, my body image is better than it's ever been. And yet, my body definitely isn't. Weight training transformed my attitude to my body. It flicked a switch in my head that taught me to be grateful for what it could do for me rather than how it looked. And crucially, for the first time since perimenopause kicked in, and probably far longer, I felt strong. This is exactly how it felt for me too. I find the weightlifting incredibly freeing. The whole really feeling stronger thing. It makes me feel so good in my body that I just couldn't not like it. I couldn't be mad about being heavier when I was at the same time stronger than ever. And that's one thing that I really want to offer as a reframe. Not how do I get back to being 25, and more like how do I want to feel in my body for the rest of my life. Getting from feeling stronger to truly accepting myself as I am is still a long way, but it is such a great start. At least now I feel that I could squeeze the haters to mush between my thighs if I had to. Sam Baker puts it like this. But as ever, where women's bodies are concerned, there's an awful lot of should going on. And somewhere in the middle are hundreds of thousands. Make that millions of women who don't love themselves much as they wish they could, who don't have the confidence to stick two fingers up to society, and yet for whom the pressure to do just that is as overpowering as the pressure to lose that stone. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just stop looking outside ourselves for acceptance? But if, in this time of intense change, you don't feel able to find it solely within yourself, and as Sam Baker puts it, there is not a chance in hell that society will give it to us, maybe we need to look to the people and especially the women around us. If any of this hit you, please know you're not alone. If you want a place to talk about how midlife is sometimes shaking our identity with other women who get it, you can join the No Regrets Women's Circle. That's exactly what we do there. We talk honestly about perimenopause, bodies, confidence, all the things that come up. It's 29 euros per month. And if you're a single mom or money is tight right now, you can use the code SingleMoms for 50% off. The link is in the description below. Another part that forms our identity more than at least I was ever aware of is our hair. Whether you dye it, whether you don't, whether you're gray, whether you're not, it's still identity. It's how we're viewed. It's still what we think we're allowed to look like. Let me give you another Fleabag quote that apparently broke the internet. Hair is a symbol of power. It's a symbol. Not only do we carry our identity around our heads, we internalize all the things we think it says about us. We think of ourselves as a blonde or a brunette or someone who changes their hair color every season, that we are losing our real selves when we lose our real hair color. I'm only just starting to go gray and haven't really paid a lot of attention to it yet. But I have a lot of friends who turned gray really early, in their 20s even, and who always said, I have to color my hair. I cannot possibly be perceived as old yet. What I found really interesting, though, is in the book, there's a journalist, Anne Creamer, who did an experiment. She sent pictures of the same person with gray hair and with dyed hair to hundreds of people and asked them to guess the age of the person. And surprisingly, the people who received the pictures with the gray hair guessed the age only a year or two differently from the pictures with the dyed hair. Perhaps the truth is we don't look younger at all. We just look like a person who is dyeing their hair. Either way, it's for sure not helping women if we condemn the one or the other. Every woman should be allowed to make her own choice about coloring or not coloring her hair. The same is obviously also true for beauty products and procedures. Even though I have to say that I deeply hate the anti-aging message. I don't want to shame or judge anyone for using whatever products, right? If you find something that works for you, great. But what I really hate is how it's put here in the book, the covert insult that's hidden inside it, that younger is better and that older is wrong, that aging as a woman is the worst thing you can do. I get that change is hard, especially seeing your own face changing. How my eyes get smaller and more hooded from year to year, and how my eyebrows grow 3 centimeters long now, like my dad's. It can be somewhat unsettling, no doubt about it. I always looked rather young for my age. Even on my 30th birthday, the bouncer at the bar asked me to show my ID. And even though that was sometimes annoying because people at work would constantly underestimate me, it still also drove a certain message home that this is a good thing. You will be grateful when you get older because looking older is the worst thing that can happen to a woman. This message was so ingrained in me, despite hanging out in rather feminist circles, hashtag doulas, right? What weirdly freed me, and this might sound intense, but it is still true, is just the terrible state of the world, and especially of our world leaders. Like seeing how awful the most powerful people are, what they do, and what they find sexy. It's so appalling, so outrageous, so disgusting, and so inhumane that I feel the instant urge to opt out of the system. Because if this is the top of our society, I don't want anything to do with it. Then I do not have the smallest desire to compete for likes in this world. I don't want to spend my money, and especially not my time, trying to be found beautiful by a society whose most powerful men rape children. We only have this one life. I want to experience every age. I want to live my life with intention, and I want to do things with my life that feel meaningful to me. When my children are jealous of a younger or older sibling, I try to remind them, you only get to be your age for this 1 year. It never comes back. Enjoy it. Experience what it means for you to be 6 or 7 or 8. And it's the same for us. I don't want to waste my time chasing my 25-year-old self. I was her. She was great. But I moved on. It's a privilege to age. Not everyone gets to. Sure, I want to be as strong as possible and do as much disease prevention as I reasonably can. But I'm done trying to be acceptable to a system that is honestly not my system. I would love to hear from you. What has been the most freeing shift for you in midlife so far? Let me know in the comments. May you have a wonderful day, and may you sprinkle some magic dust on the world around you.